So fans, they come in all shapes and sizes. I've got some lovely examples here. This one is a very pretty one from Singapore. Isn't it gorgeous? Not quite the weather for it here in the UK because it's freezing cold, but it's been requested and I think it's nice to be prepared. Okay, that's that one. I've got a lace one from Spain. I think actually it's the wrong way around. There we are. That's the right way around. And talking of the right way around, Facebook have decided that they're going to switch my viewing here. I was the other way up. I was portrait and now I'm landscape. So it's a little bit confusing for me. So bear with me today, won't you? Because this is completely live. We've got a hello already from Michelle in Australia. Good morning to you. Lovely to have you here. I bet it's a little bit warmer with you than it is with us at the moment. It's definitely minus. I'm not quite sure how many minuses, but it's definitely quite chilly. Another fan which I love, which I've picked up, again I think from Singapore, is this gorgeous one here. Now you might be wondering why fans? Well, I know from visiting some very hot countries, you're not always in air conditioning, are you? Sometimes you're outside or somewhere where there isn't air conditioning, and these fans are magical. They just give you that little bit of refreshing coolness that you need. Good morning, Amanda. Nice to have you with us. And Rania, I hope I pronounced that right, from Abu Dhabi. Hello and welcome. Now, the fan cookie that I'm going to be demonstrating is from my cookie book. And it's these here. And I've got a couple of them with me. And I'm going to show you how I've created them. And I've already said this is a special request from one of my viewers. I've got two little ones here. Just pop those in so you can see. I'll bring them closer into the camera. There we are. And you know, these are decorated with sugar paste. Obviously you could do it with royal icing as well, but I'm going to show you with sugar paste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the camera and start the demonstration. Michelle says it's 10 p.m. and she's in her PJs ready for bed. How wonderful. That's the beauty, isn't it, of Facebook Live, when you're broadcast right the way around the world. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera. Oh, we've got some hearts going. Fantastic. I love to see the hearts and the thumbs up. Do send me some if you're enjoying watching me today. Okay, I'm going to flip it, as I said, and show you what you need and start the demonstration. Okay, so let me just bear with me while I flip. Okay, you're going to need a fan cookie cutter, or you could use a template if you wanted to, but it's much easier if you've got a cookie cutter. You'll need some baked cookies, which you can see I've been busy baking here. You'll need some circle cutter, some embossers, although they're optional. You'll see what I do with those. And you'll need a straight edge and some sugar paste. You'll also need some paints if you want to paint it like I did. So I've got some paints over there. Elspeth says, hello Lindy, I'm telling people about your fluid writers last night. Fantastic, thank you Elspeth. They are beautiful, aren't they, the fluid writers? You can do so much with them. I'm actually working on a cake right now, giving some more ideas of how to use them, but I'm not going to show you that. It's all under wraps right now, but I'm going to be demonstrating how to do these cutters. Now, fans rather. If I put a fan in the back so you can see what I'm up to. Okay, so you'll need a cutter. Now, my cutters are, as you see, quite deep. They're made of stainless steel. They're nice and robust. Most of them have our logo on, which is there. You see that? And they will last you a lifetime. They're what they're called heritage cutters, I believe, in the States. I call them the Rolls Royce of cookie cutters. Okay, so what I've got here is some sugar paste. I've already rolled out. It's about 5 mil thick. When I'm rolling out paste, I use these things. If I bring one in, they're 5 mil spacers. They just make life a little bit easier. Alma says, good morning, sweetie. Hello, it's lovely to have you with me. I wish I could send up hearts going across the screen as well. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the sugar paste. I'm going to place the cutter on there, and I'm going to press down nice and firmly with that. So I'm going to give it a little wiggle. Probably make the camera wiggle too, won't it? Okay, like so. And I'm going to remove the excess paste, so we're left with a fan shape. And I'm actually going to move this camera back a fraction, so it's in, oh no, I just want to make sure, so I'm getting used to this new portrait way of doing things on Facebook Live. I'm now going to remove, if you look at this one closely, it's got the colour here, and I'm going to remove this section. So for me, it's this cutter. Now, if you're wondering what size that is, I'll measure it quickly for you, and I can bring that in. It's a 5 centimetre, 2-inch cutter, and that goes in that position there. In the book, I've actually give you a template to show you how to do that, but as long as it's straight, which is about there, and press down, like so. Okay, so we're going to keep that because we're going to use that as a template. So I'm just going to remove that out of the way, but we are going to keep it. Right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make the indentations. Now, if I bring this closer in, you can see there are lots of indentations, and some fans vary. This one, I've actually sort of changed the shape of the outside because the one I was copying at the time was sort of rounded edges along here, which I will show you how to do. But the ones I've actually brought in earlier, they all have straight edges. So if I bring this one in, can you see? Oops, can you see? It's all got they're very, very straight. So all fans vary. It depends on how they're made. The lace one, of course, that one is scalloped edges, like so. So it's up to you what you do with that edge. But I'm going to show you how to make the indentations. Now, if I bring this in, hopefully you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. They're at an angle, which I will show you now. I'm just actually going to have to move that out of the way so I can do this. Now, what I'm going to do is use this straight edge, and I'm going to press into it like that. And actually, I might try a different angle. I said this, it's confusing me today, the change in aspect of Facebook. But we will get there. Okay, so this isn't going to be perfect for me this morning, but you'll get the idea what I'm doing. I'm holding this straight edge about 60 degrees, and the idea is that I go into the centre to create the shapes. A bit like that. Okay, we've got a good morning from Pakistan. Fantastic. I bet it's nice and warm in Pakistan. Certainly warmer than here, because as I say, we're definitely minus here. I'm now going to put this onto a cookie. Now, these have been baked using the recipe that's in my cookie book. It's also in my Contemporary Cake Decorating Bible, and I believe, if I remember rightly, I've got the recipe on my blog as well. So if I will pop a link in afterwards. Pop that there so you can see, and I'll actually pop that one in there so you can see another one. There we go. So piping gel, if you're not familiar with piping gel, this is what it looks like. And it's a lovely sticky gloopy substance that I use on cookies or biscuits, depending what you like to call them, because it's really, really sticky, so it allows the sugar paste to stick, but it doesn't make the cookie go soggy, because we just don't want a soggy cookie, do we? At least I don't. I'm now going to take a palette knife and I'm going to pick up this sugar paste and pop it onto my cookie. Try not to stretch it. Pop that into the centre there. Hopefully you can still see. And then that goes in like so. Okay. Now this is what is completely optional. If you want to, you can get a knife and you can just change the outside edge like I have done on this. Or you can see it there, can't you? I've sort of done pointed edges just to make it a little bit more like the fan I was using at the time. And this one, if I wanted to, I could just increase with my palette knife that cut so it looked that they were made of separate sections. Because if I bring the fan, one of the fans back in, they're made, can you see if I turn it sideways, they're made of separate sections. Okay, and this one is different again. If I bring this one in, can you see? This one's continuous, so it's one piece of fabric which has been put over the back struts. At the other side, actually, it's got fabric either side of it. It's got two pieces of fabric. Okay, so they are all different. So if you want to look at a real fan to get ideas of how you want to construct yours, then that's what I suggest you do. Because I've found through all the work that I do with designing cakes, if you look at the real thing, it looks a lot more authentic when you've finished. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is add this section here. Now I've got some rolled out paste already, so I'm going to bring that in. This is a nice light colour. It can be any colour you want. obviously, and I'm going to just move that slightly out of the way, cut the bottom section of this one, bring that in there. And what I'm going to do is now bring this bit that I discarded earlier, not discarded, placed to one side so that you can see where to cut. And I'm going to press the cutter around like that, press down, and Doreen says hello, and we've got a have a nice day, lots of thumbs up and smiley faces. Fantastic. Thank you all for talking to me. I love it when you say hello, so please do continue to say hello, tell me where you come from, ask any questions that you might have about decorating cookies, and particularly this fan cookie. I love decorating cookies and I love giving them. I tend to just pop them into a cookie bag and then tie them with a bow and give them as presents, and people love them. They last quite a long time. They'll last for, you know, quite a few weeks actually, particularly if you made something like gingerbread. I know my daughter made some gingerbread men about a month ago and they still taste absolutely delicious. We've got hello from Costa Rica, fantastic, and good morning from the Midlands. Hello Louise, good morning to you. Right, what I'm going to do next is to add this section here. Can you see on the cookie? It's all with lots of lines and they're representing the sections of the fan. Now, if you want to, you can just put a mark in the centre, if I get a paintbrush, because that's where the centre part's going to be. And before I do that, actually, I need to stick it on because I need to continue all the lines from the sections I've already marked. So I'll just pick it up and make sure it fits. This sugar paste is quite soft, so it can easily encourage it to fit. There we are. So I'm going to continue the lines. I'm going to use a palette knife for this, and I've done my central mark. So what I'm going to do is place that in like that, so they all go through the centre, like this, all the way along. I am going to cover this centre, so if it gets a bit messy, it doesn't actually matter. Okay, bear with me, I'll do the rest of these, like so. Now, if you've got a special request, then please do let me know. I know 2 people have asked me for this, and it's obviously something that appeals, so if there's something that you really want to know, then please ask and I will do my best. Okay, so that's the marks. Now if I bring this one in, you'll see that it's actually been embossed. If you can, the camera will pick that up, bring it a bit closer, maybe it will. But I'm going to show you how I've done that, because that's using these wonderful little embossers. Now I've got a set of 5 of them here. I'll see if I can bring them in so you can see them. Let's see if it can focus. Sometimes I can press it and it will focus. Bear with me. Oh, it doesn't want to focus on them. They're so tiny. They're called micro embossers. They're actually little stick embossers, as you can see. And they have lovely patterns on them, including a beautiful butterfly, which is the one that's furthest to the left here. It's not going to focus for me today, unfortunately, so I can't actually show you the patterns, but trust me, they are beautiful. I'm now going to take one of them and just emboss going down. All fans are different. As I say, some of these have patterns, some don't, and you can do whatever it is that takes your fancy. Okay, anyway, you get the idea. I've missed one section, but there, like that. Yep. I'll turn it around, so hopefully if I pick it up, maybe you can see it a little better. Now, there's one last thing I need to do before I paint, and that is to remove a section here. Now, if you look at this, let me bring this one in actually. Here, there's a line of paste going over, which basically I've put to hold all the fan together, and that's what this line I've got already cut here is for. So I'm just going to remove part of this section here, just to make sure it's nice and straight and all neat. Whoops. That's the trouble of doing things live, isn't it? things go wrong, but never mind. And now I'm going to just get a little bit of piping gel and pick it up. Hopefully you can still see, like so. And then this will go along here, like that, and then it goes across the top, like so. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut the excess away so that goes into the centre, and cut this one away here. Actually, I could have extended that all the way down. I'm just looking at this example over there. Give it a bit of stretch. There's always way around, you know. There we are. And then I'm just going to take a paintbrush and pop that in the centre, or into the paintbrush I should say, and that is going to be the pivot where the fan will open. So I bring these back in. Now normally I'd let that dry just so it crusts over and look, you know, so it's easy to paint. But today I'm going to go straight on and do some painting. Oh, Claire says good morning to you, and we've got Wendy who say don't forget to share, guys. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, do share. Do let people have a look, see what's going on, and have light one side. In fact, I quite like having this portrait screen. I can get more in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, if I turn this round actually, I've got, in this palette, I've got some white dust here. I've mixed some with some sort of peachy, pinky colours, and then I've got some paste colour which I've mixed with water. And let me just gather my paintbrushes. Whoops. And I will show you what I've done with this particular example. Obviously you can paint your fan however you want. So what I've done here, as I said, is I've mixed some, it's pink and orange makes peach, in case you're wondering. I know that's a question that I got asked a lot at one time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of paint the equivalent of this area around here. So I'm going to use this brush, and I need to hold this, I think, make it easier. So I'm just sort of stippling over, and I want to leave, I'm doing this quite randomly, and I want to leave areas. Can you see on this fan here, there's sort of a paler area there and paler here, and on this fan, oops, got a bit of loose paste there. That's paler, that's paler. So it's like a bit like clouds, I guess. So I'm going to go round there, and then I'm going to leave this one, leave that one open, and then paint down here. What do we think? Is that good so far? I think that'll be fine. I'm now going to change, and I'm going to add these little the flower details. If I bring this fan in and swivel it round, maybe if I turn it on its side, will that help? Oh, it's not going to stand. But it's just to add this sort of little bits of flowers. They're not delicately painted. Of course you can do that. I'm doing this for speed here. They're just little dots really, and you can put some over the painted bit as well. So we've got, that was a peach pink, and now this is an orange, and just do little dots like that. And I think we need a little bit of lighter colour here, so I'm just going to get a little bit of orange and a little bit of white. And I've got some clean water over here, so let's just see what we can do. Oh, that's better. Paler. Don't be afraid to mix and match colours until you've got something that you're happy with. So now I can just go on top. So we've got just add little bits. As you can see, that all they are is dots. Now I've realised on here I've got little green bits for the leaves. I haven't got that option today because I haven't mixed that colour, but I do have a little bit of dark purple because I thought that would help lift it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that and just a few dots here and there. It just breaks it up a little bit. Now I've also on here got some little white butterflies. I don't know if you can see them. If I bring that in, can you see it? They have to be painted on once the paint that I've already done is dry. So they're done afterwards. Okay, So I think that's about it. If you've got any more questions, let me know. Wendy says, this makes me want to do cookies. Cookies are such fun because they're small and you can experiment with techniques. I often, when I'm teaching, I use cookies to teach techniques on because it's small and it's not important, if you know what I mean. It's not like a cake. It's not going to take you hours and hours and hours. It's something that you can make. Now here I've got 3, and don't they look lovely, all the different colours together? If I bring this round, so move that out of the way and bring these in a little bit, and you can see them all together. There we go. Must move that out of the way, mustn't we? There we go. I just think they're fun to do, and as you saw, it didn't take too long. And I'll zoom in now. I'll pick the camera up, zoom in, and you can have a better look. So let me pick that up. There we are. The light's better, isn't it? And if I go in closer, you can see, and the one I've just made is there. And this one. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera now. If you've got any more questions, then please do let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. But let's see, I'll get this flipping in the right place. Okay, so I'm back again, and it's been lovely having you with me today, and thank you for putting up with this, learning how to do the portrait aspect of this Facebook Live. It's thrown me a little, but obviously I'll do more as the weeks go on. If you've got requests for anything, then please do let me know, and I'll do my best at some point to do a quick demonstration. I'm trying to do them more or less every week, but not always. I'm often away teaching, so bear with me if I'm not around and I can't do one. Wendy says, just lovely. Thank you very much, Wendy. It's lovely having you with me. I'll pop on afterwards, answer more questions, and I'll put the link to some cookie recipes that work, because it's very important that when you're baking, that your cookie basically stays the same shape as your cutter. If you use a recipe that spreads, then it's not so effective and not so good. So I'll put that up for you. Thank you very much for being with me, and I will see you next time.